Yeah, man. Hey guys, it's Mackenzie, your mommy's media medium, back at you again. I keep saying I need to figure out a better opening, but I'm still stuck with the same thing, so get over it. Or I guess I should get over it because I'm the one who has a problem with it. Anyway, it is November 7th, 2017. God, it's already November, guys. Like, where does the time go? Anywho. Today I am sitting here ready and geared up to do this podcast, and I'm hearing radio station. I'm hearing radio station again, and it's frustrating me because I'm hoping that during this whole podcast you guys don't hear this radio station, but I don't know if you remember, I believe it was episode 5, maybe 6. I think it was 5. 5 was the one where I got the new microphone. We tested it late at night, and we picked up the radio station that was around the corner. During the daytime, I don't hear it when I'm normally recording, but right now I hear it. It's playing some random, I don't know, I want to say it's like either like Christian rock or some, I don't know what it is, but it's really crappy pop music that I don't want to listen to, and I'm hoping you guys don't hear it either. So cross your fingers. I've been having so many freaking issues with this podcast lately, and it's really frustrating to me. And it shouldn't be that frustrating, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm a perfectionist. I want things to be right. I want things to be on point. And when they aren't on point, it just gets like the fires in my belly, just like boiling. And I just want to go, rah, and be mad at something. And I mean, I don't have anything to take out madness on. I mean, I guess I could take out madness on. Look, I have nothing. I have nothing in my mind. I'm not a mad person. I like internalize everything, and I just like eat it and let it go. But like this kind of stuff is like, if it's not audio issues where stuff is clipping, it's stupid radio stations. Ugh. But anyway, the show must go on. This is episode 11. 11. I've been almost doing this for 3 months. I am so proud of myself. Pat on the back. Episode 10, I did have some audio issues, and I told you guys that if there was any clippings or anything like that, I would drop it, and it ended up being fine. Other than one piece, and I'm figuring the reason why I was having the issue in that one piece was because of Google Chrome. I don't think it's a microphone. I don't think it's Audacity, which is a program that I'm using. I believe that when I downloaded the new version of Chrome, it was turning on the microphone and trying to, listen to my voice at the same time that I was on different websites when I'm reading you quotes. So I went on, I turned off the microphone, and I did a little quick test this morning. Hopefully it won't do the same thing. I'll, again, keep up with it. I just, on Thursday, I didn't have a chance to do what I said I was going to do, which was sit and go through a different program. But instead, on Wednesday, which is normally when I do my editing for the podcast, I decided to just hang out with my kid. I've just been kind of neglecting him on Wednesdays, trying to do the podcast and stuff like that. And I really don't get to listen to the podcast. I'm basically trying to balance two things at once. And I'm not giving him enough love, and I'm not giving it enough love. So I figured on Wednesdays, now, this is going to be my new regimen, just so you guys know what's going on in my life. On Tuesdays, I'm going to do podcasts, and I'm going to try to do as much editing as I can. Like I said, last Tuesday, with it being Halloween and stuff like that, I didn't get to it the way that I wanted to, and then I had the audio issues, so I had to cut things short where I normally wouldn't, hopefully, going forth. And then on Wednesday, I did my normal routine with him. We hung out. We did our normal stuff. He helped me clean. And I say help me with air quotes. We got stuff ready. And then on Thursday, I went in and did the editing process. So I didn't get to learn the new audio system like I said that I thought I would be able to. And then I figured out, surprise, surprise, the only part of the podcast that I had problems with was a part where I used Chrome. So I figured, okay, so since I think I know what the issue is going forth, I should be fine. Hopefully, again, cross fingers that everything goes okay today. So I don't know. We're gonna get it going. We're gonna try to make sure there's no issues. I'm just gonna flip back and forth between Audacity. You, of course, won't know that there's a little bit of a lull between me flipping back and forth, but I'll know, and I'll just clip it out. So it should flow as normal as a normal podcast that I do does, all over the place and flighty as Just a little tidbit about what's going on in my life right now. I'm going to be in LA over the weekend. I'm super duper excited. So I have to get this done today because Thursday I'm going to be on a plane and I really don't want to bring this computer with me. I want to have one less thing to have to worry about rolling through the airport to and from. My flight to is straight through, so that's not a big deal. It's the flight coming from LA, which is an overnight flight, and then I have to switch planes and go to different terminals and all that junk. And I'd rather just not have, that thing. I just want to have my iPad and call it a day. So hopefully today, again, cross your fingers for me. It doesn't matter to you. By the time you're hearing this, it will have been already edited and done and everything like that. But cross your fingers for me that we have a smooth show and that I'm able to do everything that I need to, aside from a little bit of here and there before I have to go pick up my kid at 4 o'clock, because he stays all day, guys. He stays all day. And it's the most freeing feeling in the entire world to just be able to have a day to myself. So nice. It's so nice. You don't get the struggle if you're not a stay-at-home mom, what it feels like, where you just never have time to do anything for yourself without somebody asking you 15 million questions, asking you to do this, asking you to do that. That's why when this whole LA thing fell into my lap, initially I was like, I shouldn't do it. What does it look like me just going to LA for 2 days and hanging out while my kid is here? And as my neighbor, who's also a stay-at-home mom, pointed out to me today, she's like, you devote so much time to raising your child. You devote so much attention to him and time and effort. If you have a chance to take 2 days just to yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. There is literally nothing wrong with it. And I'm trying to get out of that phase where I feel like I shouldn't deserve things. There's that personality quiz. It told me that I'm always denying myself pleasures. I deny myself creature comforts because I'm worried about other things. So this is great. I'm taking this trip. It's very last minute. I don't like to do last minute stuff at all. I bought the tickets yesterday, like 3 days before I'm supposed to leave town. I have never done that in my entire life. But you know what? YOLO. Let's get it on. Let's get it done, I guess. I don't know. Like, that's what young people do, right? Like, you just fly by the seat of your pants. Even when I was younger, I didn't fly by the seat of my pants. I literally still, plan things out 2 weeks or more in advance. So this is, a whole new world to me. A whole new world. Anyway, so we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the nitty-gritty and hope that everything goes okay. So let's start it. My top 5 stories in no particular order, as always. Number 1, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. Are they already married? Again, this is all stuff that's speculation. One website says this, another website says that. So here's basically the rundown why people are speculating that these two are currently married and not engaged. The two were spotted wearing wedding bands over this past weekend, and apparently this is something that people are taking notice of, not because Miley so much. I mean, they did notice Miley wearing a wedding band along with her engagement ring, but her fans noted that this was something that she also did back in 2013, just before they split. So that's not in and of itself indicative of them actually getting married. But Liam has been spotted wearing a band, and that's where all the stuff is coming out like, whoa. It's one thing for her to be wearing stuff, but then at the same time, for him to be wearing one, people are starting to say, maybe they did get married. They've been vacationing on Tybee Island, where they first met doing The Last Song. That's the movie that they starred in and fell in love with each other in 2009. He's currently filming a movie there as well, so it's not like they're just vacationing, just a vacation. He's also doing a movie in the same area, so that kind of ties in together. But people were like, oh, maybe it's like they're doing a little honeymoon for where they first met. No, calm down. He's filming a movie there. But the Daily Mail is speculating that the two of them got married 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So I don't know. I call shenanigans on that one, because if they did get married 6 months ago and people are now talking about they're married now, just recently, as a narrative, why did he wait 6 months to wear the ring? Why is that a thing that he's doing right now as opposed to 6 months ago? So I call shenanigans on the whole 6 months ago thing. But if they did recently get married, maybe within the last couple of weeks, and he decided to put on his ring, that makes more sense to me. I don't know. I just feel like with celebrities like this, I do want them to have their own privacy. That is not my issue. My issue is that when you have people looking at you, you have people watching your every flippin' move, doing something as small as putting a ring on, or vice versa when people are getting divorced or they're separating and you take a ring off, but you don't say anything. It's almost like you want people to talk about you. And maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe their publicists, are saying like, we haven't heard anybody talk about you recently. Let's like stoke that fire. Put a ring on. Put your rings on. Yeah, the rings that you were going to wear. Or just go to a gumball machine, put a little quarter in and get a fake ring and put that bitch on. And now everybody will be talking about you. And it's funny because, of course, Miley did host SNL this past weekend with Larry David, where Liam also made a little surprise visit on one of the skits that they did. So it's like, it almost kind of lines up. You know what I mean? Where just before they go on SNL, they're both wearing wedding bands. Oh my gosh. And now they're on SNL and he makes a surprise visit. So cute. So it's like now people are talking about you again. But I don't know. I don't want to think that those two, especially Liam, like he's so cute. He's so like down to earth. I don't want to believe that the two of them are trying to create publicity for people to talk about them. I don't want to think about it that way, but at the same time, the conspiracy theorist in me has to believe, like, why? Why now? You know me, why now? Why is everything right now? Like, anyway, move on, Mackenzie. Next, number 2, we have Hilaria and Alec Baldwin expecting baby number 4. These two, I mean, she is popping out babies left and right, and she is skinny as F. I understand she's a yoga instructor. She has her own little yoga studio, and I know as a whole she keeps herself, trim and fit. I've even watched, after she had her last baby, some stupid videos, and I say stupid, they're not stupid. They're actually very inspiring to think that this woman is a couple of weeks out of having her baby, and she's still like, I'm going to go for a run in a canyon. And a couple of weeks after I had my baby, I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch reruns of that 70s show. Like, that's how I roll. We obviously roll in different circles, but, good for her. But anyway, she announced the news on Friday via her Instagram account. It was a pic of her, Alec, and their 3 children laying on the floor playing. And of course, because I'm an a-hole, I'm like, oh, are they playing on the floor because the kids want to play on the floor? Or are they playing on the floor because Alec got down there and couldn't get up? So she's like, ugh, we're just going to take the picture right here. Okay, God, you get on my nerves. Because he's old. So anyway, yeah, the 2 of them are parents already to Carmen 4, Rafael 2, and Leonardo 13 months. Now, they got married back in 2012 after being together for a year. They have literally been making babies from like day one, which is, I mean, good for them. But at the same time, like, is Alec Baldwin really that good in bed? Like, is that a secret that like nobody was talking about? Because legit, I can see you having 1, maybe 2. But now you're on number 4, like, girl, and she's only 33. I thought she was old. I thought she was older. And it's not like she looks old, but again, sometimes I look at myself and I feel like I'm still, I don't know, like in my 20s, and I know I need to let that go. But at the same time, I look at other women that are supposed to be like my age or around my age, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's totally like 37, 38, right? Oh, no. She's like 33, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying she's very, very attractive, very cute. And I still love Alec Baldwin. I always had a crush on Alec Baldwin when I was like 14, 15. Very dapper, debonair, the whole Baldwin clan. There's like something in the Baldwin genome that is just so like, ooh, and dashing. Except for the oldest one, Daniel. Daniel couldn't get it. But anyway, the new family member is going to be another boy, which she was like, I love that I'm having another boy, but at the same time, I already have 2 boys and I have the 1 girl. Carmen wanted a little sister, and Carmen's being left out in the dust with another dang boy. And I get it. She wanted somebody to bond with, and poor thing is going to have nothing but boys and penises and things being thrown at her head. So anyway, but Alec is also the father to 22-year-old Ireland that he had with his previous marriage to Kim Basinger. So I guess Carmen's just going to have to settle for having a sister who's, 20 years older than her than having a younger sister. Sorry, Carmen. You drew the short end of the straw on that one. But I'm still just blown away by the fact that in the last 5 years that they've been together, she's done nothing but make babies. Like, how is that your life? Like, I loved being pregnant to a certain degree. I didn't want to be pregnant right after I was pregnant, though. Like, once you have that relief of, like, I can walk around, something's not sitting on my bladder constantly, I'm not running into walls and chairs, and I ran into tables. I'm tall. I don't know if she's that tall, but I know as a tall person, I still had problems bumping into tables and whatnot and bumping into counters. So I can only imagine what a short person is doing, because at least my height gave me a little bit of an advantage. If you're little, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, to be pregnant like nonstop for 5 years, like, whew, she's a better woman than me. Anyway, moving on to number 3, Kylie Jenner claims that her baby bump photos were photoshopped. Oh, Kylie, you're confusing the ish out of me. This whole Kardashian, Jenner family, they really are starting to irk my nerves. And I know, universe, I said I was going to stop talking about the Kardashians, but I can't help it because they keep making me want to talk about them. This weekend, she was spotted boarding a plane in baggy clothing like she's always been wearing, especially since the whole pregnancy thing came about. And of course, everybody's saying that in the photo, oh my God, she's wearing her baggy clothing, but you can see in the photo her little baby bump, blah, blah, blah. Exactly what they've been doing, because she has yet to confirm that she's pregnant. So people are still speculating, but at the same time, stories are still running that, oh my God, yeah, this about Kylie, she's trying to take it easy. Her and Travis Scott are doing this and blah, blah, blah for their new baby. So even though she's not confirming it, people are still running with the story that she's actually preggo. But Kylie went on a rampage with the Daily Mail on her Twitter saying, first of all, if you're going to Photoshop my photos, blog/paps, check the crooked lines in the background, okay? She said the second photo is clearly altered. So what she means by that, there was 2 photos, one with her walking face forward and one with her walking to the side. She's saying the second photo is doctored, that they made her look bigger than what she is because you're not pregnant? Or because they want you to look more pregnant. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to debate here. Like, if you're pregnant, just say you're flipping pregnant. Like, I don't understand why this is still a thing. Like, you are well past, if she's due in February, you're well past that, like, oh, we don't know what's going on with the baby. We want to make sure everything's okay. You're well past that 3-month stage where you have to worry about whether or not you're going to miscarry. At this point, either say you're pregnant or say you're not pregnant, because it's getting actually really aggravating. But anyway, she later shared in the day a Snapchat photo of her and Khloe, who again has not confirmed that she's pregnant. I just want to slap these kids. Ugh. She hasn't confirmed that she's pregnant either, but in this photo, Kylie is face forward. Khloe has her back turned. They're both in baggy size black shirts. Oh my God, I'm so angry at them. I shouldn't be angry because it doesn't affect my life, but it affects my life in the fact that, like, every time I turn around, there's something on Facebook, there's something on Hello Giggles, there's something on Us Weekly about these people and their frickin' pregnancies. Just say you're pregnant or not. But anyway, so she shares a Snapchat with her and Khloe, and she's trying to say, like, oh, well, hey, this is me showing you that the photo's doctored, but I'm in a black baggy ass sweatshirt, so you really can't tell anything. And also, just 3 days before she posted the pic on Instagram and before the photos that the Daily Mail put out came out, she took a picture of her with pink nails and pink butterflies saying shoot day, and people are again speculating, like, oh my God, is she shooting her announcement video for Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Is this finally it? Is she saying that she's having a girl? Because of course Travis Scott wrote the song about her, Butterfly Effect, which I've heard the song. I don't understand how it's about her. I really just don't get it. I maybe I'm just, again, I'm getting old and I just don't understand it. Or maybe I just don't care that much that I'm not, like, looking into lyrics. I guess I could look it up on, my fave, Google, and see how the two tie together. But I listen to the song and I'm like, if that's supposed to be a love song, you need to stop messing with Travis Scott and you need to mess around with little Uzi Vert. Like, he was actually writing some love lyrics. I could see the love in that song. I couldn't see the love in some damn Butterfly Effect. But anyway, she had pink butterflies and pink nails, so people are speculating that she's having a girl. That's her talking about her having a girl. I don't know. I just, they're like confusing as ish to me. I hope that, if they are pregnant, that it's a healthy, happy pregnancy, all that crap. I just want them to stop being so freaking silly about it and just say, okay, we're pregnant, and call it a day. Again, it's one of those things where if you don't say anything, if you make it a point not to say stuff, people are going to speculate more stupid stuff is going to come out. It doesn't matter. When you tell the truth, people are going to make up, all kinds of stuff anyway. But when you don't tell it at all, people are going to come out with the wildest scenarios and the wildest stories. So I'd rather them know the truth and then them come up with wild stories than to make 15,000 weird wild stories and then me have to go on Twitter and be like, oh my God, you guys are so wrong. Ugh. Moving on. Number 4, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet secretly wed in October. Now, you were probably like me when I read this news and was like, aren't they married already? But apparently, people had thought that they had been married for the last 12 years. He's even gone on to say, you know what? I've been married to my wife for 12 years. It's just a gathering of our families and a celebration of our love. So it's like, to him, I guess they had maybe, because they're very like earth, moon, sun, dirt, ground, they're very earthy type people. Maybe they had a spiritual ceremony. I could totally see them underneath, a full moon with like flower petals and fires raging behind them. Not like crazy fires, but like beautiful ambers of like stuff crackling in the background, and maybe they even added stuff to make the smoke different colors, and she's wearing a nice ethereal type dress and he's probably in some weird outfit where he's not even wearing a shirt. He's just wearing like pants made out of some skin of some animal that they hunted the day before to celebrate their marriage. This is how I see the two of them. They're very earthy. And the only reason why I see it like that is because I watched a video that he made like 2 years ago where it was like a cute little small documentary about their life together with their children. And you could just see like, they're like, I don't know. I wanted to say that they're like they're living in some weird teepee thing. I could be making that up in my head, but at the same time, it looked like a small village that they were in. The kids were running around, climbing rocks and walls, and there was waterfalls, and they were just talking about how their life is so earthy and that's how I see the two of them. Very, like I said, like earth, moon, sun, stars, dirt. I don't even know, like there's other elements I'm sure that they could throw in there. But yeah, so apparently, getting back to it, they had an official ceremony. Like they actually went to the courthouse, filed for a marriage license, and then had an official ceremony. So they have not been married for this entire time. Back in October marks their first official marriage. And the only reason why they even made it a point to talk about it now, and I say he made it a point to talk about it now, is because somebody leaked the information. So, and he's like, whoever you are, I'm going to find you and I'm going to beat the crap out of you. But that's the reason why they're talking about it now. The two of them share 2 kids, Lola, who is 10, and Nokia Wolf, who's 8. He better be glad that his parents are rich. Because Nokia by itself is dope as F. Like, I want to steal this name. I'm going to name my next dog. Not next dog. I shouldn't say that because, Nokia Wolf, like I want to name my animal that. So that's where the first thing that comes to me. They probably had some kind of spiritual, sexual ritual to have him underneath a wolf sign or something. And that's why they named him Nokia Wolf. These two, I love them though. She's so much older than him, but that shows you that an older woman can get with a younger man and it actually can work out to be like a very spiritual, awesome love fest. He even said previously that he had a crush on her way back in the day when he used to watch her on the Cosby Show when he was a kid. He's around my age. I believe he's like 38, so he's only a couple years older than me. She, I believe, is approaching into her 50s, if she isn't 50 already. I know Lenny Kravitz is like 50 or 51 and he looks damn good, and I believe she's 48, and again, she looks damn good. I don't know what kind of like blood ritual, because again, they obviously seem like people who would have a blood ritual. Oh, Mackenzie. Anyway, but yeah, so he said that he had a crush on her as a child. He said, the first time we met, I was like, I want that one. I want her. I'm going to get her. He told that to Katie Couric back in 2014. But how awesome is that to meet your childhood crush and form a relationship and like actually have your childhood dreams come true of marrying them and making babies with them? Like, that is awesome. Is it awesome or is that creepy? I'm going to go with awesome because I think it's awesome. Moving on to number 5, Puff Daddy. And I'm always going to call him Puff Daddy because that's how I was introduced to him. It's the same thing I said about The Rock the last time. How I get introduced to you is how I'm going to refer to you for the rest of my life. But Puff Daddy changed his name again. Oh, Puff Daddy. Like, are you having some kind of midlife crisis? I think so. So anyway, he announced on his birthday, November 4th, that he will now be Love, aka Brother Love. So effing cheesy. Cheese balls. It's Chester Cheetah cheesy. Yeah. Anyway, he doesn't want to be called by any of his other names. So I guess he doesn't want to meet me because I'm going to be like, oh, Sean Puffy Combs. If I ever meet him, and he'd probably have me escorted out and I would never be able to go wherever it was that I met him. But yeah, he doesn't want to be referred to as any of his other names. He only wants to be referred to as Love or Brother Love. Nothing else is he going to respond to other than those two things, Love or Brother Love. Now, back in 97, he was Puff Daddy. Then in 2001, he changed to P. Diddy. And then he was just Diddy in 2005. I didn't even know in 2005 he was like, I'm dropping a P. I didn't even know that. I see, because in my mind, I'm just like, I'm still going to call you Puff Daddy. I'm not going to call you anything else. So you can tell me whatever your name is, like Snoop Lion. I don't even know if Snoop Lion is still going as Snoop Lion. I call him Snoop Dogg. I'm going to call you what I was introduced to you as. His mama called him Cassius. I'm going to call him Cassius. That's for anybody who's ever seen Coming to America. If you've never seen Coming to America, that just went right over your head. But anyway. But apparently, back in 2014, he went back to Puff Daddy. What the heck? Why was I not informed of this? 2014, I had Chicky. So that's probably why I wasn't informed of it. I wasn't actually paying attention to a lot of the celebrity stuff. So that makes sense of why I did not know he went back to Puff Daddy. So I could have been calling him Puff Daddy. I'm thinking that I'm like pooping on his parade by calling him Puff Daddy back in 2014, and guess what? He didn't care. He was Puff Daddy anyway. So anyway, yeah, he did a little video on his Twitter where he's on the beach with a hat on his head trying to talk about the fact that he's been doing some soul searching. He's trying to be a different person. He's trying to figure out where he's gone wrong in his life and if these personas that he's created has made him the type of person that he is now, but if they did, he wants to be a different person, and that's why he wants to be referred to as Love, or AKA Brother Love. I think he needs to AKA get some special help and work out whatever midlife crisis he's going through. But that's just me. Maybe if he took the personality quiz, the Enneagram, maybe he'd be a little bit more self-aware and he'd just go by Sean. You know, go back to your roots, bro. Just be Sean. Sean Combs. That's how you do it. So anyway, that rounds out my top 5 stories. I am all over the place, guys. I don't know what is going on. The last 3 weeks that I've been doing this podcast, I have been like messing up left and right. And I don't know what is going on in my mind. And I don't know if you can even tell it. I'm going to be editing the crap out of this today. I already see it. It's bad. And I already see that I've been having some audio issues again with Chrome. I want to punch Chrome in its face right now. My husband told me that I should be using Safari. The minute I used Safari last night, I loaded one website and then it froze. It's like, this is why I don't use Safari on my computer. Like, it wasn't even up for 5 minutes and it already had some kind of bug to it. So I'm going to see if I can find an old version of Chrome that won't get me some kind of Trojan horse virus on my computer. I already have enough viruses on my computer. I already know it because I've been downloading stuff illegally, music-wise. Don't send the cops to my house, please. But yeah, I know I have some stuff because I keep getting like pop-ups like, oh, Mac cleaner, you know, clean your Mac. It's only blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where did this come from? Yes. From the music that I've been downloading for the podcast that I can't even use anymore. Rest in peace, Ear Candy Blowout. So yeah, just know I'm trying to get my ish together. It might be because the Earth's alignment is all out of whack. I think we're going into a retrograde. If anybody's into astrology, there's a retrograde that's coming up that's going to be lasting like weeks. And I think my body's feeling that it's about to come up and it's going all like discombobulated. It's like all out of whack. I can feel it. And I've been getting into horoscopes a lot lately. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like oh, I need to get back to my roots. I used to always like really dig horoscopes and looking at my sign as like who I am and how I can conduct myself and all that kind of crap. Maybe I don't need to do it. Maybe I do need to take a chill pill on that kind of stuff. And maybe that's the reason why the last 3 weeks I've been all over the place. That would probably be something I need to look into. But yeah, I'm trying not to be all over the place, but I can just feel it. Like right now, my brain is running at 100 miles per hour. So I'm trying to do my best. I'm also thinking about this trip, which I'm excited about, but at the same time, I'm not excited about because it's so last minute and my brain can't put the things together that need to come together for it to just flow naturally. So we're just going to move into my topics of the day and hope that those run very smoothly. So my first topic is fun fact about something that I learned about back in October, but it's just now something that has started to benefit me. It's called Movies Anywhere, and it launched October 12th. Now, if you have not heard about Movies Anywhere, it's a new app, and it's an online thing that you can do on your computer as well. Although, on your computer, you cannot download movies. If you have it on your app, like if you have an iPad or if you have some kind of tablet, you can download an actual app and the app will allow you to download the movie. There is a caveat if you have an iPad, and I know this because I did this with my mother 2 weeks ago when she was here. 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, whatever. When my mother was here and she was leaving to go back home, her iPad is, I believe, maybe 4 or 5 years old. And because the software is out of date, the app would not allow her to actually download. She could play a movie if she was on Wi-Fi, but she could not download the same way if you log on to your computer online. You can play it if you have Wi-Fi, if you have internet, but you can't actually use it to download and then use it offline. So anyway, just to give you a backstory about the Movies Anywhere thing, the only reason why I stumbled upon it is because I had the Disney Anywhere app. I believe that's what it was called. I've deleted it now because I don't need it anymore, but I had the Disney Anywhere app and I was downloading Guardians of the Galaxy onto the app. It was like, okay, well actually Disney Anywhere is going to be obsolete. Now we're moving to Movies Anywhere. And I'm like, Movies Anywhere? What the crap is this? Why do I have to keep downloading new apps? Give me a break, guys. So anyway, but I go on, I download it, and I realize that as I'm looking through the stuff that normally I just skip through because I'm like, I don't want to read. I don't want information. Just tell me what app I need to download and what I need to do. As I was reading it, it was telling me that now, because it's Movies Anywhere, it's not only going to link my Disney movies together, but anything that I've downloaded on iTunes, that had an iTunes download, that had a Google Play, that had a Vudu account or an Amazon account will all be able to be housed under one system. And then that's when my mind was like, oh my God. That is the reason why a lot of the times when a new movie comes out, I do not buy it. If it does not have an iTunes download, I just don't get it. Because we use Apple TV in our house like it's going out of style. We use Apple TV more than we use the cable. At this point, I might be discontinuing our cable because, I mean, we literally don't watch anything live on TV. And if we do, it's a one-off type thing. It's once in maybe every 4 to 5 months. But if I look at a DVD and it says it has a digital download, I immediately turn it over and see if it says iTunes compatible. If it's not iTunes compatible, I don't want it because I would have to go on to, I believe at the time I was using Flixster. Flixster was the thing that I was using to house all my non-iTunes download. And it's like, I don't want to have to log into the Flixster app on my iPad and mirror it to my Apple TV the same way I don't want to use the DVD player. I always, this is going to be confusing. I've had to explain this to one of my husband's coworkers. When it comes to digital downloads, a lot of people don't care about it. I do. I like the fact that I can log onto my Apple TV, I can see all the movies that we have, select it, and play it. When we don't have internet, though, I like to have the backup of the DVD player. We actually only have 2 DVD players in our house, one of which won't even play picture anymore. So I'm about to throw that bitch out because I don't even know why I have it still here if it's not playing the picture. I keep saying I'm going to fiddle with it to see if I can get it to work. I think it's a moot point to even try at this point, because DVD players, you can literally go out and get a DVD player for like $50. And the amount of time that I'm going to spend trying to figure this out, I could just go and buy another DVD player. But that DVD player doesn't work. And the other DVD player that we have is in my son's room, which we are never in. But again, I use it as a backup just in case. So that's why my husband's like, why do you buy a DVD if you're just using it for the digital download? And I'm like, because sometimes if the internet wants to go down, which in my area, we are good for losing power. And now, I mean, they've gotten a little bit better about the power stuff. When there's a storm, they've cut down trees that would knocking down lines, because I live in an older area, so all our power lines are above, as opposed to newer areas where the power lines are below. Fun fact, if you didn't know that, if you live in a newer community, all your stuff is down low. So that's probably why you're not losing any power, unless something really big is going on. But if you're in an older neighborhood like myself, where it's over 60 years old, everything's above ground. And so we were always losing power. And if we do lose power, we would bring out the generator so we can at least get the refrigerator going. We can have a TV going. And now that we have a 3-year-old who's used to his routine of watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, watching whatever movie he wants, we have our creature comforts. We want to be able to watch TV and stuff like that, and I want him to be able to watch his shows if he needs to. I mean, every night before bed, he wants to watch, quote unquote, a movie, which is his code word for he wants to watch a TV show. He gets to watch a 30-minute TV show before bed while he's brushing his teeth and eating his snack, or eating his snack and brushing his teeth, vice versa. He doesn't brush his teeth after, whatever. Moving on. So that's why I buy both, even though my husband's like, just buy the one if that's how you use it. But yeah, I'd like to have the backup of the DVD just in case. And especially because, when we go to visit my mom, her internet is not the fastest. So if there's a movie that he's really into, I can bring the DVD with me and pop it in, and all is right again in the world, as opposed to trying to watch it online and it's like bleh, blah, bleh, blah, bleh. Slow internet problems. What did we do when we had dial-up? We didn't watch TV online, obviously. So now with this Movies Anywhere thing, all of my digital movies are all in one spot. I logged onto my iTunes the other day, and this is the reason why I wanted to talk about it, is because I logged onto my iTunes and I went from 48 movies on my digital downloads to 68. There were 20 movies that I didn't have access to, and I am so ecstatic. That shows you how much I don't have going on in my life. That having the digital downloads that I had before, now they're all in one spot. They're all on my iTunes, and I love it. This is being backed by Warner Brothers, Disney, Universal, Sony, and Fox. Those are the big ones, and I love that all of those are in my system. But there are a couple of holdouts. Paramount, Lionsgate, MGM in UA, which is United Artists. Those are the 4 ones that are just kind of like sitting there like, nah, we don't want to do it. And I'm thinking it's going to come down to money. It's going to be a money issue. I don't see how it's not beneficial to you, but at the same time, I figure if they're not going to make money off of it, that's where they're not seeing that, the benefit from it. And, money talks, I get it. But given enough customer feedback, I'm sure at some point all of these guys are going to get together and it'll be something that we'll end up paying for. The consumer will end up paying for it, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a really cool thing. And if you have not heard about it, go do it. If you have all these DVDs and you have digital downloads and you're like, what am I using these for? Go ahead, download this app and go and add all your digital downloads. And it's so super easy. It's so super cool to be able to have all your downloads in one spot for you to be able to watch at any time. Maybe I'm just fangirling because it's something that I love, but at the same time, it could benefit you too. So go ahead, download that app. Hashtag not sponsored by Movies Anywhere, by no means, shape, or form. But I think it's just a really cool thing. And I think everybody, I always say people love a good deal. And to me, that's a good deal to be able to do everything under one house. So far, like I said, there's a couple of holdouts. So there's a couple of movies like your Hunger Games that are still not on there. That makes me mad. But, at the same time, I got 20 other movies that I didn't have before. And that makes me very, very happy. And in topic number 2, to round out the show, this is my guilty pleasure, is going through Easter eggs for Taylor Swift's new video for, are you ready for it? You know I can't say it without saying, are you ready for it? It doesn't even like come out of my mouth in a regular way without saying it like how she says it in the song. That's a travesty. The video was released at midnight as promised Thursday before last, and it was glorious. I actually really liked the video. I introduced it to Chicky after watching it and not deeming it inappropriate at all. I mean, like I said, she was wearing a bodysuit and whatever. But again, if I make it a point to over-sexualize a girl, he's going to make it a point to over-sexualize a girl. So I just let him watch it, and he watched that thing like 7 times in a row. He really dug it. He's a fan. I'm a fan. And I watched a video and I'm like, okay, just some weird superistic. Oh, Calgon, take me away. There's a cool, like, futuristic type feel to it. It's very like dark days. She's in black robes and there's black figures with mask on and stuff like that. And she basically battles herself, which is kind of cool. And it's not even a battle so much as I feel like it's a confrontation. Now, to me, that's what I got out of the video. Of course, you go on to the internet and people are making all kinds of assumptions. And Taylor went on Tumblr and liked a couple of these theories. And people were thinking, okay, if she liked these theories, like I guess she pushed, I'm not on Tumblr. My friend Joanna is on Tumblr. My niece is on Tumblr. I obviously hit the age cap for where Tumblr is something that I actually go on. But she was on Tumblr, and I assume when it comes to a Tumblr video or a Tumblr meme or anything like that, I assume it's just like Instagram and Facebook where you can like something. So Taylor liked several theories, and that's where people are like, okay, these are the Easter eggs that you can get from this particular video, because if she liked them, then obviously that means that it's probably dead on. So these are the Tumblr approved Easter eggs. I'm just going to give them to you. Short version. Here we go. First off, she's been dating somebody for the past year. And I'm like, I didn't know she was dating anybody. I thought legit she was really laying low, keeping to herself. But no, she's been dating a guy named Joe Alwyn for the last year. And in the video, there is... I didn't see this, again, because I don't pay that much attention to stuff. Like, I'm watching the video, but I'm not watching it to dissect every inch of it. And I said this when she did the Look What You Made Me Do video. It's like, do you have that much time? Does the director have that much time to put that much effort into stuff? And people who are sitting there watching it are putting that much effort into looking for all these clues. They imagine the things that we can do with this world if people put all those efforts together and made their powers combine. Like, oh my God, we can solve so many issues. But of course, we're not. So, getting on to it. In the background, you see an 89 and a 91. I didn't see either one of those, but okay. The 89 obviously symbolizes her birth year, okay? That's why you had 1989 was her last album. And 91 is the birth year of Joe. Ooh, okay? And that ties in together where you listen to the lyrics. She says, he's younger than my exes, but he acts like such a man, though. That's why I guess I should have paid attention. I thought that she was just talking about nobody. I thought she was just making up songs, but no, she's actually writing about her new boyfriend. Number 2 on the Easter eggs, she walks up to a door and she types in the number 21. Again, I'm just like, I see her typing on a keypad. I'm just thinking she's typing on a keypad. Nope. She's typing in number 21. Joe's birthday is February 21st. There's images on the wall that say gorgeous, all eyes on us, 13, which is her, lucky number. This is enough. Joe is spelled in Chinese. And it's like, okay. And it could be Joe for Joseph Kahn, the director of the video, or it could be for Joseph, Alwyn, her new boyfriend. Nobody knows if it's clear, but I'm pretty sure if you're putting 89, 91, 21, that the Joe in Chinese is meant to symbolize the Joe, her boyfriend. She also has a point where there's a snake crawling on her face, going back to the whole snake narrative with, how this whole thing came about when she had the snakes on her Instagram, stuff like that. And there is a point where there's guys wearing masks, and on their mask, in Chinese written again. I didn't know this was a Chinese video. Like, everything is in Chinese in this video. I don't understand why. Like, maybe she had some really good Chinese food recently in the last couple of months, and they're like, let's do everything Chinese. But anyway, the guys are wearing masks, and on their mask, there's the symbol in Chinese for snake, or year of the snake. Oh, people. Too much extra effort, but going on with it because, I mean, again, it's my guilty pleasure. I'm making fun of it, and I'm like, oh, this is stupid. But at the same time, I read every one of them and was like, oh my God. So I'm just as bad. I just want to call other people out for being worse than me. So, because I feel a little bit better than they do, or that I feel like they look like in my eyes. Isn't that what people do? So yeah, there's a point where she's wearing like a black hood and she confronts a tailor that's in a box, a glass box, if you will, which people are saying ties into the glass box that Rihanna was in the Calvin Harris song for This Is What You Came For, which again, we all know that she helped co-write, but she co-wrote as a pseudonym, or she co-wrote under a pseudonym with him, and then it like exploded because it came out that she co-wrote it with him and blah blah blah. So yeah, so she's wearing a hood and she confronts, you know, this robotic tailor, and people are like, oh my God, why does she look like Evil Kermit and Regular Kermit? And I love Evil Kermit and Regular Kermit because Evil Kermit and Regular Kermit always speak to what's going on in my mind on a daily basis. You know, it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't do this, but you feel so much better if you did it. Like, I love Evil Kermit and Regular Kermit. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. If Joseph Kahn actually did that, I'll give you points on that one, friend. But yes, so she's in a glass box, and every time she moves around this glass box, lightning strikes. Now, if you don't get that, again, I didn't pay attention, but in the lyrics for This Is What You Came For, she says, and I say she says, Rihanna says, lightning strikes every time she moves. Oh my God, people. I'm blown away by this kind of stuff because it's cool, but at the same time, it's petty. It's petty, but it's also funny. There's also images of her on a white horse, which goes back to her Blank Space video. There's her dressed as like in armor and stuff, which goes back to her Bad Blood video. So he made a lot of references to her characters in the previous videos, in this video as well. And then at the end, she conquers, the robot version of Taylor conquers the dark image version, which people were saying is the image that the media presents of Taylor as this dark cloud. She's a man-eater. She uses men and writes music about it. And the robotic one who gets to break free and be free, and she's, you know, happy and has a tear in her eye at the end, that's Taylor trying to reclaim herself. So that's where you get the old Taylor is dead, and now you have this new Taylor. So if that's the case, go ahead, girl. Joseph Kahn, I will actually give it to you on this video. You know, I've been hating on videos lately, or I've been hating on one video lately. I still hate that video. I won't even mention the name of the video. What lovers do. But this video I actually thought was really cool. I mean, Bad Blood was actually a really cool video as well until I had to watch it 5 million times because of Chicky. So hopefully with this song, you know, he hasn't asked to watch it recently, so I don't think it's on his brain to watch it. So that's a good thing. Not because I don't want him to watch it, but just because, you know, he's going to ruin the song for me, because he still requests the song every time we get in the car, and I'm like, I like the song, but I don't want to play it back to back to back to back to back. Like, calm down, sir. Taylor also released new music this week. It's the new song called Call It What You Want. She did just what she's been doing this entire album, which is releasing new music at midnight. And I didn't even know this song came out, but it came out on the 3rd, which, I don't know what I was doing this weekend. I don't know. Doing nothing, being busy, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, she released this song, and it is, it's good. It is good. Her new album, Reputation, comes out on the 10th. Of course, I'm going to be listening to this album like, whoa. It is so good. I have never listened to an entire Taylor Swift album in my entire life, and I am going to be listening to this entire album because it's just been hyped up so much in my head that I have to listen to see if anything else matches up. This would be the 4th song off the album. Now, I think there's supposed to be 13 songs because, 13 is her lucky number. I guess I could have looked that up. I'm horrible at looking things up, obvi. But yeah, I want to see if the other songs on this album are going to be just as good. People are already speculating, like, who's this song about? Is it about Tom Hiddleston or is it about Joe Alwyn? And I've read the theories on that as well, and I can't make heads or tails of it. Gorgeous, I automatically assume was about Joe once I found out that Joe was in the picture. But at the same time, there are ties that make it seem like it could be Tom Hiddleston. So it's very confusing. And what I'm thinking is, like most artists, she's probably drawing from her own real life, but at the same time putting other stuff in there just to kind of confuse it and also not have everybody know exactly who she's talking about. So I feel like in a lot of the songs, she's taking instances from one relationship and taking another instance from another relationship and putting them into one song, and we're just scrambling around trying to figure out who it's about. Who is this about? Who is it about? And especially since in the last 2 years, she's had 3 high-profile relationships. I mean, that would make sense that she's kind of throwing everybody in all at once because everybody, I'm sure, is still on her mind. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I used to date back in the day, you moved off from one guy to another guy, you still had that other guy in the back of your mind. Even if it wasn't like, I like him or I want to be with him, there's still instances that play out of, oh, well, he and I did this or he and I went there. So with her being so close, like these relationships being so close together, I can see how she would be throwing, one relationship into another relationship and kind of putting them together and confusing the crap out of us because, of course, we're sitting here trying to figure out who it's about. Who is she digging at now? I don't know, Taylor. I'm going to give it to you, girl. You got me on the edge of my seat. I'm waiting. I am waiting with bated breath for this album to drop. I wish it was going to drop on Thursday. It's dropping on Friday. Hopefully, I'm going to cross my fingers that she does like one of those random things where the album comes out like a day or two before and I actually get to listen to it on my 6-hour flight. 6 hours on a plane. When I went to Vegas in April, it was a 5-hour flight and I wanted to die. So I don't know about this whole 6-hour thing. And if I had known that I was going to do this, I would have saved my Stranger Things marathon, which, hey guys, I finished that. I finished Stranger Things. But I had 5 episodes worth of stuff to finish with Stranger Things, and I did it on Sunday night on daylight savings. So I didn't end up going to bed until 1, which was actually 2 a.m. And I was regretting it the next morning. But yeah, I don't know if I have stuff to watch. But I'm pretty sure that Hulu doesn't have a download option. So I'm going to have to look on Netflix and see something that I've been saying that I wanted to watch and download that and probably binge watch on that. Because other than that, I don't know what I'm going to do. Movies Anywhere, the app, because my iPad is old, I don't think that it's going to let me watch. I have Wonder Woman and I have Spider-Man that I bought like weeks ago that I've been wanting to watch. And they would be great to watch on the airplane. But because of the stupid app and my iPad is old, I don't know if I can do it. I don't want to watch it on my phone. I think that would be lameoid. We'll see. But anyway, that is it. That is it for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got as much guilty pleasure out of these Easter eggs for Taylor Swift as I did. Go online. Like, seriously, the lyrics that you read for Gorgeous and the lyrics for Call It What You Want, your head's going to be scrambling if you're trying to figure out who it's about. It's really... I don't want to call it awesome, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, follow me on social media. I am on Facebook. I am on Instagram as Mommy's Media Medium. I am on my Twitter, do my tweet thing sometimes, as Miss Mackenzie. Of course, I said last week that I was going to be watching Saturday Night Live and live tweeting. I obviously won't be getting to do that because I'll be sitting at an airport waiting to board a plane at 12:30, so I won't be live tweeting. And it was probably going to be 1 or 2 of you that were going to be tuning into that anyway, so I guess I don't feel so bad. But, maybe I'll try to, live tweet it as I watch it on my DVR. which will be lame. But I'm going to do it. Until next time, have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see you next time. I'll see you next time. You'll hear me next time. And I'll talk to you next time. That sounds better. Talk to you next time, guys. Bye.